Okay, guys, on the bench today we have an G&L ASAT Classic, and this is kind of like a Nashville Tele. Um, the owner really likes this. Well, I gotta get that out of there. He really likes this aged pearl pickguard, and he really lovingly loved it. Like lovingly looked at it. So I went and I got another one, and it's not quite as pearly or aged. And this is for a Telecaster. So this will not fit. It will not fit. Pickups don't line up. Neck pocket doesn't line up. So we're stuck using this pickguard that he so lovingly loves. And we're going to have to cut it. We're going to have to route it. We're going to have to route this bigger. And then we'll fit. But there's another problem. Standard strat pickups will not fit in these routes. These are routed for Tele pickups. So, this is really weird to me. So we're going to have to make this bigger. This route needs to be bigger. And this route needs to be bigger. They need to be wider. And they need to be wider this way. And they need to be wider this way. And bigger around here. And the other problem I found is that the owner supplied these pickups, and as you can see, there's wires sticking out of this pickup. So I think this one is dead. So I have other ones I can supply him with, but this is a big job. It's a sentimental guitar. Guy's very sentimental about this guitar. So I need to be super careful with it. And he was sentimental about that pickguard, and I'm going to have to apply a router to it. And well, stay tuned. Look at a bird's eye maple on this neck. This is so gorgeous. This is very nicely done. Fretwork is very nicely done. You can tell this is well loved, well played. Lots of wear on these frets. Some cowboy cord wear up here, but you could tell he noodled up in the 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 area. Got the real nice G&L die-cast tuners with the open heads, like the old Fender. Stuff with G&L was George and Leo Fender. This is a custom wound Electric City pickup from the old Electric City pickups in Scranton. And I guess this is very twangy. And it's got the old cloth winding wire around it, form bar wire. It's already wired in. He wants it wired like a Strat. 5-way. And let's get to it. We'll unscrew this control plate and see what's under here. And we'll get started. I'll have to break out the big Dremel with the router bits. Oh, this is one of the newfangled switches. It's a newfangled PC board switch. So I think we can wire this up. Man, this is cut right off. The switch outputs are cut off. The ground is cut off. Coming in after somebody else did work. Because you could tell this guitar wasn't stock like this. This is not a stock cavity. This is a routed cavity. So somebody routed this out. This is I'm going to have to call the customer or message him on Messenger and let them know about this pickup. maybe we'd be putting the strat pickup in the middle, and maybe we can put a Tele pickup in here. I have a couple Tele rhythm pickups. All right. I'm going to message the customer, and then we'll get back on the video. I'm going to pause you for now. Okay, guys, what we're doing is, since I don't want to take a router to this beautiful piece of equipment here, what we're doing is using the big Dremel, the big cordless Dremel, and we are just slowly removing material. Until we get it to work. Now, what I'm doing, and I'm trying to do this with one hand here and hold stuff together. And what we're doing is just getting it to fit very snugly, because the real one, the one that was done earlier, fits very snugly with the cover. So this cover needs to go in there very snugly. And I need to open it up just a hair. And I think we're going to do it at this end. I think we're going to do it at that end. It just needs just a... No, it's good. That's perfect. There we go. Look at that. That is perfect. Now we're just going to clean up the edges a little bit with the straight file. Make sure everything's nice and straight. You got a little bump right there. I believe that's all we need. That's all we need. That's perfect. And the other cover is got screws in it, so I'm not going to mess that up. But I will show you with the other cover here. So we're nice and tight, both sides. We're ready to go. As soon as the customer gets back to me with what he wants to do about this dead pickup, because I measured it with the voltometer and the pickup with the broken coils. As you can see, there's coils broken. Let me back up a little bit. As you can see, there's coils hanging out of it. Pieces of coil wire. This pickup is dead. So now we got to go into the body and open up these holes here, because neither one of these holes will accept a standard strat pickup. They're not wide enough. So that's the next thing we're going to open up. And we'll get started here, but I'm not going to use a router on this guitar. I'm going to use this. I'm going to go over further, both ends, and I'm going to come down, and I'm going to open up. And this one just goes over further and over further. That's what we're going to do. In fact, we'll do one right now. And while you're watching, going with slow speed. used a dead pickup for a model, so I'm not hurting a good one. And now it fits. Look at that. I'll do the same to the other one. We'll be right back. All right, here we go. I got the pickups mocked up in there. This is the good one. This is the dead one. You can still see the coil wires hanging out of it. It is dead as a doornail. I'm still waiting to hear back from my customer. But you'll see what will happen when we get the pickguard installed. That's what's going to happen. We're going to have covers on there. And it's going to look freaking sweet. We're in good shape. All we got to do is wire this up. The wiring's already pretty much done, except for wiring in these pickups, which you can see are going to need new leads. So I'm going to make new leads. We're going to heat shrink them on there. And for now, I'm going to wire in a different strat pickup until I hear from Joe. And we're going to wire this. This is already wired in. We're going to wire those two in and make sure everything works. And then we're going to start buttoning this up. But there we are. We didn't use a router because we didn't want to get crazy with it. Because, like I said, this guitar is very sentimental to Joe. And all we did was just open things up a little bit. And we did it very smoothly and very cautiously. So I think we're in good shape. I'm gonna unsolder this one for now, just so I can get everything out and tilt it up, because we're out of lead. And then we'll wire this up. I'll probably show you what's going on wiring. We'll be back. Pause. All right, guys, we got the bridge. I just finished putting the bridge screws down here. We're gonna tighten them up with the bigger screwdriver, because the other one I had was tiny. Because I was just being very careful. And again, I did the trick where you put the screw in backwards and listen to it click, because I do not want to strip any of this wood out. This is a beautiful piece of ash, and it's just, oh man, I don't want to mess this up. This guitar is very sentimental to my friend, like I said. And now I'm going to put the saddles back in. And I kept the saddles in order of when I took them out. So, come on. That's your home. Don't you want to go home? Don't you want to go home? I believe it went this way. Yes. You know what? We're going to hold on to it when the needle knows. Here we go. That. All we're doing is just trying to get the saddle back in. And we just got to get the screw lined up. Easier said than done. This is a pain in the buttski. This is a pain in the butt. These are all going with the saddle area to the left. That one went in. That one went right in. Yeah, we need this to put this one quite back 4 ways. We will set this up and re-intonate it before we get too crazy when we start putting it back together. But we need to wire in these pickups. I got permission to replace the dead Strat pickup with a similar Strat pickup. And I have quite a few. In fact, I have some very nice ones that I just wax potted the other night. So we'll make sure we get Joe a very nice wax potted Strat pickup. And as a matter of fact, I think I will take out the, if I get a ceramic magnet one, I'll take the ceramic magnet off and replace the pull pieces with these Alnicos. So we will turn a ceramic magnet into an Alnico magnet pickup. How's that sound? Doesn't that sound awesome? That's going to be crazy. I think you guys will love seeing that. I've only seen it done once. I watched Sean from Scar My Guitar do it once, and he called it upgrading it was upgrading like a Fogil guitar or something like that. One of those cheap Amazon guitars, and he took Alnico magnets and put them in the slug magnet in place of the pull pieces for the ceramic magnets, and he took the ceramic magnets out. So I am going to attempt it with this one. I got a couple nice decent pickups that I just wax potted. There was a bare one. Well, if you watch the bonus video, there was a bare one that didn't have any tape on it, which matched this pickup very nicely. And what I'm going to do is take out these. I'm going to pound these magnets out because they're not staggered. They're just elevated. I'm going to pound them out. They'll come out the bottom. I'm going to put them in that other pickup. And we'll do it here as part of this video. How's that sound? I think that's going to be freaking cool. Now, if I can just get this saddle on, we'll be okay. There we go. We got it. We just had to do it like the other ones. There we go. Saddle's going home. There we go. All right, guys, I'm going to let you guys go because I'm going to go get that other pickup out because I need to start wiring. And I need to make new leads and get some heat shrink out, and I need to get another pickup out. So there we are. I'm going to pause you for now while I go look for parts. Okay? Okay, guys, this is going quite well. Check that out. Where is it? There we go. There it is. That is the first pull piece out of the dead Alnico pickup. And all we're doing is I got a little spool of wire here. A spool of solder. And I'm putting the screwdriver on the top here. And I'm just tapping it out. This is what I saw Sean do from Scar My Guitar. So that's what I'm doing. And that hurt. That hurt. That hurt. And there's our second one. There it is. And this is going quite nicely. And this pickup is dead, so I'm not worried about hurting it. The other one, I'm going to peel apart. I got a couple of sorted ones here. I got one that I know is a middle pickup that will not be out of phase with the other ones. Where is that? Look at that. It's stuck to the bottom. Look at that. And this will help me keep them all in magnetic order as well. All right, so I know that the tops are all right here. These are all tops. Right here. Tops are facing to my left. There's only 2 left to go. Be nice if the hammerhead fell off and hit the guitar, wouldn't it? No, it would not. But here we go. Last one. We're demagneting an Alnico 5 magnet. Pick up. Ow. It'd be nice if I had a vise, wouldn't it? Wouldn't a nice vise be nice? I think I gotta get a nice bench vise and mount it right on the corner of this table. This table wasn't an old kitchenette table. About 1.5 inches thick. It ain't going nowhere. There we go. Oh, I have it upside down. There it goes. There's our pickups in order. Dead one. I don't know. I might keep the bobbin because we're going to start winding pickups. We'll just put it here on top of the garbage can for now. Now I need that. I need that. I need that. Let's try this one that's marked middle. Let's see if we can get the pickup off. I'm going to get the magnet off. That's all the wax from the other night. All right, it's not coming off. Let me see if I can get it off. Hold on a second, okay? Crazy. Let me pause that. Here we go. There is that magnet. Got it off. I just used a screwdriver and beat it off. Yeah, beat it off. All right, so here we go. There goes our magnets. They all went on the floor. Those are tops. Okay. Now we're going to try to knock out these steel slugs from this working magnet, so we don't want to mess this up. We do not want to mess this up. This is the pickup we want to use. This is the pickup we want to use. Vice would be nice. Oh, a piece of tape. I don't want to lose the voltometer because we're going to use that in a minute. We're going to use that in a minute. again. Not to check for dead pickups, but hopefully live ones. Yeah, pickup is stationary. There it goes. Steel slug is out. Steel slug is out. There we go. This one's just sliding right out. How about that? And these should just pop right in there. Oh no. They do, but they're a little loose. We will fix that. We will fix that. We will. We will. Attach them with glue. See, those aren't sticking together because they're just steel slugs. The magnet was what was holding it. The ceramic magnet was what was holding it together. Look at that. Okay. We have our pickup. This had some wax on it. We will clean that wax off. Get a razor blade. We'll clean the wax off. The offending wax. And then we'll put all these pickups in. Put all these pole pieces in. One by one. They go right in and they fall right out. So what we'll do, we want to make sure we get them all north, south, north, south. So what we'll do is get a piece of tape. We'll get a piece of tape. Run it across the bottom of this pickup. Like I said, this has been waxed, so this is not going to stick very well. So we're gonna force it, and we're gonna take these pole pieces one by one and drop them in those holes. There we go. Now we're in there. Yeah, we're gonna Just get a couple drops of CA glue and some activator, and we're going to spray them on the bottom here. So we're going to get our piece of tape, put it on top. Yeah. We'll be back. Hold on. Okay, here we go. We've got the pickup. We've got the pull pieces in there. We've got a little CA glue, a little activator on there. We can take off the masking tape now. Pickup is ready to go. I'm going to test it with the multimeter. Make sure we didn't kill anything. And make sure we got some nice magnetism going on. We know this is already on ohms. We're going to make new leads when we wire things up. For now, we're just going to use these to test our pickup. These homemade leads. Somebody made out of speaker wire. And there we go. We have 6.86. So this is going to be a little hotter than the neck pickup, and that's exactly what we want. We want it to go least, middle, most. And this is definitely most. This is a hot pickup. So we're going to be in great shape. This is awesome. And that is all we need. We will wrap this back up. Great tool. I got this back when I was working in a machine shop. And this is a snap-on Blue Point volt ohm meter. I've had it for decades. And I'll tell you you ever had the cheapies from Harbor Freight? You know how quickly they go. They last you a week, you're in good shape. But this one was kind of expensive, but I've had it for decades. So, and it works. So here is our pickup. I have the original cover he supplied. I don't know if it's going to fit or not. It will. But I have another cover that came with this pickup. It's a little dirtier looking. And it just snapped right on there. It looked really good. Look at that. So we'll just clean that up a little bit because it'll match the yellowed cover like that. Make sure it goes in the pick guard correctly. Yeah, it goes in pick guard. Nice. And look at that. It matches the pearl. So we'll clean up a little bit. We'll go right in there. This is his original one. All right. We're in good shape. I'm going to make new leads. I'm going to start wiring. All right, guys. As you can see, we've made new leads for the neck pickup. And we're going to put these through. I only had some solid core wires, so that's what I used. The previous owner, or the customer, had left all this cloth pushback wire in here. So we're already wired up in here. So we're going to wire these leads to those leads and heat shrink everything, and we're going to see what happens. I believe we'll be in good shape. Oh, I got to put these screws in. These screws are a pain in the ass because they are flathead screws. And anybody that knows anything about working on guitars, when your pickups have flathead screws, they're a pain in the ass. But manufacturers keep doing it. So certain manufacturers do. But these are the mounting screws for these pickups. I already got the new middle pickup mounted with our Alnico magnet conversion. And this is the provided neck pickup that was fine. But this is about 5'8". This is about a 6'2". And I don't know what the bridge pickup is, but that is an Electric City Tele pickup. So I'm pretty sure that's got some heft to it. I bet it's an 8 at least. And it's probably going to spank like a mother. So, as you can see, I'm having difficulty keeping the screwdriver head on the screw head. Screwdriver on the screw head. There you go. Because it's a flat head. And they just slide all over. I should have done this before I started the video. They only go down so far and then they slide right through. Because this is a direct mounted pickup deal. It doesn't mount into a pick guard. There is a pick guard on it, but it is not. It's a traditional Tele style mounting surface where the pickups are mounted to the wood, not the... Oh wow, I got 2 turns out of it that time. Pickups are mounted to the wood, not the plastic of the pickguard. So if you need to adjust your pickups, you have to take your pickguard off. Using a Tele, thanks nothing being mounted to it, is very easy. You don't have to take the strings off. You just take out the screws that mount the pickguard and come on. There it goes. There's one side. I'm gonna make you sit here and watch me do the other, I guess. All right. I wasn't gonna do wiring in this video. I was just gonna do the routing part of it. But since that went so well, let me try the smaller screwdriver. Just a pain to keep it in there. This works better. At least I can get a couple turns out of it before I slide off. But this is a very well built guitar. Beautiful ash, beautiful bird's eye maple neck. And the fretwork is really done nicely. You can tell this guitar has been well played and well cared for. So we are putting these very nice, well, this very nice Alnico magnet pickup in it, and the beautiful Electric City Tele pickup, and in this case the black is going to be the odd. The only reason I used black because that's all I had. Okay. And it's not going in there. Come on. Why ain't it going in there? All right. We're going to pause. Hold on. All right, where you are. We got this pickup in place. Now we're just going to Start screwing it in. And of course, we're not going in. There we go. We got the hole started. We got it in the hole. No, we don't. Hold on. Okay. As you can see, we got the pickups mounted. Just a pain in the ass with these flathead screws. Really is. I got pieces of surgical tubing underneath them so that you can adjust them. When you let up off the screw, it'll push the... But I'm thinking where this is going to be. I'm just giving it a quick estimate. And I don't have the other one wired up yet. But this will give you an idea what it's going to look like. Like that, it's going to look great. And, but that's it there. I'm going to finish wiring this up, and then we'll do a setup on it. And we'll be back. Okay, guys. I want to show you, as my customer told me he likes 11 gauge string, so I got some power slinkies going on here. And I want to show you with these slotted heads how to properly string these. First, you get your string through your ferrule on the back. You go through. Then you want to go up 2 tuners away from the tuner you're working on. And you want to clip your string. 2 tuners. About 2 1/4 inches. You want to put it down in the center hole of the tuner and then bend it at a right angle. And then hold it down. That nut is perfect. Wow. This guitar is well loved, well played. I'll show you one more time with the lovely D string. We're going to hole in the back. Go in our hole. Grab your string, pull it all the way through. Make sure your ball is seated. You're going to go up 2 tuners from the D string. You're going to go through your B string. You're going to take your fancy nippers. Mine are all beat up. And we're going to nip the string off. So we're about 2 1/4 inches past the D string tuner. And we're going to put the D string down in the center of the peg, into the hole, wrap it around, get it started, and here we go. You only want about 2.5 to 3 turns. You don't want a ton on there, because the more you get on there, the more it's like a spring. It's gonna move. You're not gonna have tuning stability. And from what I can tell from my customer, he likes his action low. Wow, is that low? Okay. Ernie Ball's just telling you what I do. 2.5 to 3 turns. listen to this. No knots, please. Knots only do one thing. All they do is make it very difficult for your tech to get the strings off the pegs. And, some of you with the rusty strings, you could go get tetanus shots. Okay. No knots. Knots are done. Knots are bullshit. You don't have to put knots in your strings. You're not getting any better tuning stability. Your tuning stability comes from your nut, and if your nut is properly carved, that's where it comes from, not from your string. If you have your string tuned up, your string installed properly, it'll stay in tune. I've done millions of vintage trims, and people are like, how do you get the vintage trim to stay in tune? Like, I set it up the way it's supposed to be. No knots, no BS. A properly carved nut, even strings, windings, even string tension, spring tension in the back. Look at that. All right, I'll come back when this is all done. We'll do the intonation. All right, guys, here we go. We're all tuned up, and what we're going to do now is check our intonation, because we did have a couple of these saddles off, and so we need to reset up the guitar. That is a little flat, so we need to bring it out just a hair. Dead on. When you're checking at the 12th fret, check your string is in tune, you're straight up. You come here, you check it at 12, and you want it to be straight up as well. And it is. If it is flat, the note is flat, the fretted note is flat. You want the string to be close, you want the saddle to be closer to the neck, so you let it out. If it is sharp, you want that saddle to be further away from the neck. That's dead on. This saddle we had out. It's dead on. Man, this guitar has been very well loved. Dead on. Now, the high E we definitely had out, but I put it back in the same spot. Dead on. Let's give it a quick play. See if we got any little frets. I did check the level. I can't wait to do a conclusion video on that. That is wonderful. What a nice guitar. I was very, very privileged to work on this. It's got the Nashville wiring, So when you're in the neck, when you're in the first position, you're like a standard wiring. You're just your Tele pickup. When you go here, your neck and bridge. When you go here, your neck and middle. When you go here, you are, I believe, neck and then I'll figure it out when we do a conclusion video. This thing is neat. I really like it. It's got that, like I said, the Nashville wiring in it, and 2 strat pickups now, 2 Alnico strat pickups. One we made right here on video. It's got one of the earlier Electric City humbuckers, or Electric City pickups, Tele pickups in it, which I need to raise. I need to raise because it's low. The other pickups are at a reasonable height. If my customer wants them to be higher, we can, all you gotta do is take the pick guard off and adjust those flathead screws. There we go. That's gonna spank and clank. It's gonna be neat. Let you go. We'll be back at the conclusion video. Okay, guys. I'm not going to be doing a lot of shredding on this because it's got 11s on it. You know my hands are weak, so. Now, that's the bridge. City pickup is overpowering these Strat pickups. But it's got some nice tones. Get some at least variety of tones out of it. But there we go. That's the G&L ASAT Classic with Strat pickup installation and Nashville wiring. Here we go.